All right. Hi, Danny.
Hello.
So I know that you are just coming from detox. How did that go? You feeling better?
I'm starting to feel better. It was really shitty.
Yeah, I would imagine. Okay, so I guess we'll start by what brought you into the rehab facility. I did see on your chart that you did have some clean time, so I'm assuming you have relapsed.
Yeah, so I had about 2 years clean.
Okay.
And then me and the guy that I'm dating now got into a really heated argument. He cheated on me, and my immediate thought was to just go use again.
Okay, so sounds like a pretty big trigger. Is there something about this particular argument compared to maybe other arguments you've had in the last 2 years of him that maybe was a bigger onset for you to use again? Or what is there anything else that particularly contributed to this time relapsing?
I wouldn't say there was anything else that contributed. It was just, we've always had our ups and downs.
Okay.
But nothing of this magnitude where he actually went out and cheated.
Okay.
So I think that's what triggered me the most.
Yeah.
Because I just felt so helpless and at that point.
Okay.
That I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you went through that. That's gotta be really tough. Are you still with him?
We currently are not.
Okay. So you decided to take some time apart?
Yes.
And then you relapsed. How long did you use again for once you relapsed?
About a week.
Okay. All right. So you caught it before it turned into a full-on run. Okay. And then you checked yourself in?
Yes. I was so pissed at myself.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. What about feeling pissed with yourself?
I just felt like ashamed and guilty.
Okay.
And like disappointed because I had accumulated these 2 years clean. And I just felt like a failure.
Okay. Is this your first time relapsing?
Yes.
Oh wow, okay. So that's some serious clean time, and then to relapse like that, I can definitely understand where that guilt and shame comes from. I will tell you though, at least with my experience, I know that relapse is definitely a part of recovery, and you are not the first person and the only person to go through this. Even people that you'll meet in the facility, I'm sure will tell you that they relapse like time and time again, and they do believe that it's a piece of recovery, a positive piece too, because it does help you figure out what your triggers are and maybe how to cope with them better and use different coping strategies the next time when you're faced with this kind of stuff. So instead of feeling guilt or shame, or definitely I understand disappointed, maybe we can turn that into like not a positive, but like I'm annoying. I try to find the good in the bad, and maybe we know, okay, this trigger with this issue with my boyfriend, recognizing what those feelings were in that moment when you did relapse, what led you to that, and that way if this happens again, because it happens, you can identify those things and use different coping strategies rather than relapsing. So I guess let's talk about your relationship. I know that you guys are no longer together, but is he someone that you used with?
No, me and him never used together.
Okay, all right, that's good. And would you consider your relationship healthy with him? Or your relationship a healthy relationship with him?
Not really.
Okay.
And we argued a lot.
Okay, yeah, I know you mentioned before that you guys were on and off. Is this the first time that he's cheated?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a pretty big deal. Do you think that, do you think you're going to be able to make things work with him? Like moving forward from here?
At this point, I don't really want to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What were you doing to take care of yourself and keep yourself clean when you had those 2 years of recovery?
I was going to the gym.
Okay.
I was with my family a lot.
Okay.
They were a huge support system for me.
Okay.
And they still are. Like I said, I just never had to deal with something of this magnitude, so.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
I bet. And did you attend meetings, like outside support groups and commitments?
As often as I could, I did.
Okay, great. Moving forward, are you gonna stay for the short-term therapy?
Yes.
Okay. so with our individual sessions, we'll definitely work on, relationships, healthy relationships, having healthy boundaries. I think it's great that you're definitely taking some time from him right now, especially while you're in the facility and, working on just detoxing and all that kind of stuff. But we'll definitely talk about, building healthy relationships, and also, people, places, and things, maybe, relapse prevention strategies. I would love to come up with a relapse prevention strategy for you. With you, I should say. That way, if this happens again, if you have these feelings like you're going to use, you can absolutely find other ways to, cope with it. So I guess we'll start with that. I know you said that you are really close with your family, you have a good support with your family. When you were feeling these feelings of relapsing, did you reach out to anyone?
I did not.
Okay. Do you have people in your life that do you have a sponsor?
I do.
Okay, so do you have people, including your sponsor, that you could reach out to if you start to feel this way again?
Yeah.
Okay. What about activities you could do? I know you said you like going to the gym, which is so great.
I like going on walks.
Okay.
Outside. Now that the weather's getting nicer, I could do that again.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I'm gonna write that down. Walks. What about so we covered hobbies. Do you like to read at all or write, journal? Okay.
I do. I like to read.
Okay, that's great. What kind of stuff do you like to read?
It's like self-growth books.
Okay.
And psychology.
Yeah. Psychology's so interesting. That's awesome.
So interesting.
Okay. And what about do you like to go to the beach at all, or go? I know you said
not really.
Not
I hate sand, and I don't go in the water because it's green.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I hear you. So when we're thinking of a relapse prevention strategy, I guess first is to identify triggers that you might have. So maybe besides your relationship, do you have any other triggers? Or I guess not so much your relationship, but this particular situation, obviously cheating is a big one. Do you have any other triggers that when you're around it, it makes you feel?
I used to have more triggers until I gained more of the clean time. I would stay away from places that served alcohol, or I would avoid going to parties.
Okay.
Now I'm more comfortable going into restaurants, even if they have a bar.
Yeah.
I'm not as easily triggered at all. Okay,
that's great. So maybe avoiding, at least when you go back out there, avoiding places that serve alcohol, or that might be a trigger for you. And then the next part of it would be to, when you start to feel that way, who you're going to call. So we'll have who in your family, or your sponsor?
My mom.
Your mother. Okay.
My father. My sister.
Okay. So you have some people you could definitely call. Have you done this before? If you've started to feel like you were going to use, did you call them before?
I have.
What kind of advice, or what kind of conversations do you have with these people when?
Well, they kind of just remind me of the clean time that I do have and how hard I've worked to maintain that, and how I have so much to be grateful for. Okay. And it's just kind of a nice peace of mind.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so you can always call these people if you start to feel that way. If no one picks up, then we have some activities you can partake in, you said you like to read, and you like to go to the gym, and you like to go on walks.
Right.
So some activities you can do. And then, okay, so those are some relapse prevention strategies for sure that we can definitely go over. Do you see, any type, I know you go to you could always go to a meeting too. That's a huge one if you start to feel like you're going to relapse. They always say you go to a meeting. Even in, in the group that I run, they always talk about how some of them don't like going to meetings, but it's really you go until you like it. And, they always say that. Okay, so do you have a home group for a meeting, or a meeting?
I do. I have a home group.
Okay, great. Is that where you met your sponsor? Okay, wonderful. All right, so I guess what we'll do for next week, we're gonna meet again next week. I'll be your counselor in your time here. What you can do is just kind of, I guess we'll start. Well, I definitely would actually like to ask your opinion. How do you feel about journaling? If I gave you an activity, would you journal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I know that you said that you were feeling these feelings of guilt and shame and disappointment. I really am big on gratitude and self-talk. So maybe, you know, a homework or a learning experience, and Ellie, that's what we call that, for next week would be to maybe just write down, for every, we'll do two lists. One list will be the bad feelings that you feel associated with your relapse, and then the other side will be good feelings that you feel associated with your recovery, and how you felt in that clean time, maybe things that you accomplished in those 2 years. And the next week we'll kind of go over, you know, the good and the bad, and work through some of those things. And you know, I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your detox.
Thank you.
And yeah, all right.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course.